We're back with John Tiegen, one of the survivors of the infamous Benghazi attacks. So, inherently, what did you think of your portrayal in the movie?
I mean, the wife liked it.
I guess that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the only one time so far, and that was just before the premiere, and I thought he did a good job. He didn't have a really big role in it because a lot of the stuff that I did, they gave to Jack, so they trying to do the Jack and Rowan relationship to try to build that up, and
gotcha,
which was fine. But yeah, I mean, I think he portrayed me pretty good.
So I always wondered what it was like to watch someone portray you in a movie. Like that's got to be a bit of a kind of an odd experience, though.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's totally odd. I mean, especially never even thought you'd even be in a movie or even have a book out. It's definitely strange. I mean, I still talk to the guy named Dominic Famusa. We talk to each other all the time still.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
So now behind the scenes, how close did you work with the actors? And I know you just got through talking about Dominic, but how involved were you in the actual production of the movie?
We kind of helped with the set design, a little stuff like that. I actually had him change a couple things around in the compound, and Michael Bay wasn't too happy, so it cost him more money. But hey, the more it looked. Michael
Bay was worried about money regarding production.
Oh yeah, they didn't give him a whole lot to do this movie.
Gotcha.
It wasn't the Transformer budget, but
okay.
We changed a couple things in the script that we didn't, that we thought it needed to be in there the right way. So yeah, I mean, we have a little bit of probably more say than a lot of other people get to a movie about them, I guess.
Yeah, and I could definitely. I mean, it kind of would make sense in that regard to be kind of messed up. It was just completely something totally different. It's like that's not how it happened at all.
Yeah. So
now,
they did good.
Go ahead.
I said they did a good job.
Gotcha. Now, are there any plans to do more books or movie projects?
I keep getting asked about the book thing. I haven't really decided yet. As for the movie side, there's a couple. I kind of got in contact with HBO. They got a couple series things that might be going. So I don't know. I'm not a very good actor, so I don't know how well they're gonna, or how much they're gonna have me on the TV.
So when it comes to working with actors and teaching them how to move, was it more about just general tactics and moving tactically, and then how much of that was involved just you teaching them how to move like you moved, so to speak?
We didn't have a whole lot of say in that, just because of who we worked for at the time. If we start training them how we did and all that stuff, then it can kind of be a conflict with us, with the agency. So a SEAL team actually came in and trained them, taught them how to do the movement stuff. But on set, I kind of, like when he's launching the 40 millimeter grenade launcher, I kind of showed him how I would do it with the equipment that he had at the time. So
yeah,
he did a pretty good job on mimicking my movements for that portion of it, and we kind of showed them how we walked, and they tried to get down as much as they could to how we would do stuff. So
gotcha.
I think they took it pretty as serious as they had time to, I guess.
Yeah. Now, one of the scenes in the movie that really stand out, or elements of the movie, was Zombieland.
Yeah.
Was it really that creepy? Because I mean, in the movie, it just looked like one just creepy landscape of just pure weirdness.
Oh, it was a weird area. I mean, it had, sometimes the sheep bars would be empty, sometimes it'd be full. It'd be just like weird people walking around, and yeah, it was just something you would see out of like a zombie apocalypse movie. That's why we always called it Zombieland. It just kind of had that look. So,
gotcha. So it was always just creepy like that. It wasn't just the fact that at that night, there were people actually shooting at you from that.
No, it was always creepy.
Gotcha. Was there ever a time that you actually walked it?
We actually, when we first got there, we actually guys used to go out there and run around it, and because our compound's so small and you wanted to run outside, you'd actually be able to go and run around there. But we had a couple incidents where people tried to shoot at us, so we quit running out there.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. A couple people from higher buildings were shooting in at us, so we kind of quit running out there. They didn't like it. So
really?
We took the hint.
Gotcha.
But, our local guard force, they reacted really quick, and, they caught who it was, and I don't know what happened to them after that. I mean, they might have been buried somewhere or just still locked up. I have no idea.
Now the scene that took place in Zombieland, and it took place over various scenes. How close to reality was that in terms of the way, like just the waves of guys coming in from Zombieland? Was that pretty accurate, or was that kind of
it was pretty accurate. I mean, it was I would have to say that was really accurate. The waves of the guys that would just come on through and just literally. I mean, best way to describe it is like playing whack-a-mole, and you hit one, he'd either drop or run, but you know, once he either drop or ran away, another guy would just pop right back up, and it was like it. I mean, it's just over and over, and for a good, I think about 20 minutes or so, it was just constant. Like, wow, I mean, these guys just don't learn.
Wait, so you're talking just 20 minutes of just constant fire?
Yeah, it was constant fire. There's no lag at all. It was just constant.
Jesus, how what does that? I mean, I know that of course you're getting in the adrenaline dump and so forth and so on. I mean, but what does that feel like? And just kind of dealing with that level of intensity for 20 minutes straight. I can't even take a shower for 20 minutes straight without getting lightheaded.
I know. I'm in the shower for 5 minutes. No, I mean, you're just kind of hoping, like, man, when's this going to end? I mean, it's just going and going. You're just like, I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's like, how many people do they got? I mean, they just kept on coming. And I mean, the second firefight, I even had a conversation with our team leader on the radio during the second firefight. So, I mean, it was just a long, drawn-out fight. Yeah.
So, do you still currently contract?
No, when we all went back overseas, I did 2 more deployments after Benghazi. So the other guys, the only one who didn't was Oz because he was still pretty injured. And once we decided, we told the agency we're going to do the book. That was pretty much it. They said, "Well, if you're going to do a book, you can't work with us no more." So
gotcha.
That was pretty much it.
And so, what about politics? Are you still politically active?
Oz?
No, it's you.
No, not really. Not as much. I mean, I kind of did what I had to do to help make sure Hillary didn't get elected, and I think it worked pretty good. And so I'm pretty happy with that.
Fair. Yeah, I think a lot of us are actually.
Yeah, I know Oz and Tonto, they kind of have that political thing going that they're looking into. So
yeah.
I started getting into 3-gun competitions and doing charity fundraising, so I'm more into that than the political side.
Gotcha. So you're a shooter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How long?
I'll probably never be like on the top of the guys because I don't have enough time to shoot like as much as they do. But I do it for fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Now, how long have you been shooting 3-gun?
My first one was last year at Ironman.
Oh, really?
So
how'd that go?
A lot of people. I did pretty good. I actually didn't use my guns. I had somebody else's weapons the whole entire time, and like I said, I just enjoyed it, and I think I got middle of the pack for the most part.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Now,
it's relaxing to me.
Yeah, no, I trust me, I get it. Most people don't understand when people say that about shooting, but yeah, I get it. Most people think people go shoot just to burn off energy or something. For me, it's relaxing. Yeah, so I totally understand that. There was an aspect of the movie that I thought was really interesting. When a lot of firefight was going on in the movie, you noticed some of the residents there where they were kind of apathetic to the chaos that was going on. Was that just something for the movie? Was that like a Michael Bay kind of thing, or was that actually how a lot of the residents were there? That's
kind of how it was. I mean, we're at the consulate, and we just got finishing the counter assault, repelling the counter assault. Across the street, actually where the counter assault came from, you could see just a line of like family members under. There was a grocery store. You could see through the gate, and you could just see families. I mean, little kids, women, adults. They're just kind of watching everything go by, and it's just like, well, okay.
That is so freaking weird to me. So what is it? Did they just become desensitized to everything that's been going on there, and they just it's accepted for what it is?
It's kind of like back in when we were fighting the British, or get our independence. Families would come out, do the picnic things back in the day, and as long as they're not in the line of fire, they're just they're just watching the show, and that's kind of how they are.
Gotcha. It's just weird. It's like trying to conceptualize that now. It's like, Well, crap. Like, it was just now. I mean, it made for great comedic relief in the movie. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, we were up on the roof like, what the hell? You look to see what the hell they doing? Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're giggling about it a little bit, but because back then, I mean, bullet, it traveled like 100 feet and drop. Here these bullets will go for a mile, but
yeah. Yep.
It was weird.
So now, at this point, what's next for you?
Just like I said, just doing 3-gun. I still do some speaking events. We started our own veteran nonprofit. We have a huge fundraiser thing going on here in Memorial Day weekend, and then in July, and so that's kind of it. Starting up a firearms training thing for basic firearms training, trying to get people CCWs that's all they've gotten to kind of get them to know how to deploy their guns and under stress and not try to charge them, like some people they charge like $1,000 a person. We're trying to keep it really low so the average person can actually afford it.
Gotcha.
So.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today. It was an absolute pleasure.
Well, thank you, sir.
Absolutely, and I want to thank you very much.
All right, take care.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to find out how gun rights in another country was stripped away.